Federal prosecutors still weighing charges for Hunter Biden as the investigation into the president's son picks up steam. But some critics are skeptical it'll even happen. Michael Goodwin, writing in the New York Post, quote, "I don't think the attorney general has the stomach to approve an indictment of the son of the man who appointed him, especially when the Biden administration already is drowning and Democrats face a midterm shellacking." Here to react, outnumbered co-host Kayleigh McEnany. She's also hosting All Access Live for Fox Nation here at Turning Point. We'll get to that in a moment. Kayleigh, great to see you.
Good to see you, Pete. Yes.
What do you make of this? Because it looks now like some sort of charges are imminent in that Hunter Biden never filed as a foreign agent either, which feels like 101 in Washington, D.C. But if they do find things, will they actually prosecute?
I don't think so, is my guess. You know, Jonathan Turley made a really good point, and it's this. If there is a plea deal on a FARA charge, Foreign Agent Registration Act, the question is going to become, why didn't you call the big guy, who we know, Tony Bobolinsky told us, is Joe Biden. He is a material witness to this. We know about his intricacy and relationship with Hunter Biden. They talked about his business dealings. We have the voicemail. So how can you just reach a very generous plea agreement without talking to a main witness there? Sure. Also, I'd just remind you, Paul Manafort, remember, he was convicted on a FARA charge.
Yes.
He got the maximum 60-month sentence. So if Hunter Biden gets a plea deal, Paul Manafort gets the maximum 60-month sentence in prison. What a disparity that would be.
But it almost feels like a disparity like that is inevitable. I mean, that's the frustrating part. All you want to see is equal justice. And what you see is, you know, Trump supporters, administration officials being dragged out of their house in the dead of night, or January 6th, folks involved there being treated one way, when it almost feels like a foregone conclusion that Hunter's going to escape at some level.
It does. And Turley also pointed out, look, we need a special counsel here. A special counsel. Remember, Jeff Sessions brought in that special counsel. Yeah. Mueller got a lot of criticism. I don't believe that that was the right call. But nevertheless, just an appearance of a conflict of interest led Jeff Sessions to appoint a special counsel. There is a huge conflict of interest here, not just an appearance of one, because, as you know, the attorney general is appointed by President Biden. This is President Biden's son. We need a special counsel. And anything short of that is going to raise a ton of questions about conflict of interest.
And that's what Michael Goodwin points out. Is he really, Merrick Garland, really going to prosecute the son of the guy that appointed him?
Of course not.
Of course not. So here we have it. You've had a chance to be here for a couple of days at the Student Action Summit from Turning Point, hosting All Access Live for Fox Nation. We often get to do that together.
Yes.
Sorry I couldn't join you this time. I'll be with you on the show in just a few minutes. Talk to us about what you're hearing here at Turning Point.
Well, we have missed you, Pete. It is not the same without you on All Access Live. But what I'm hearing is just a tremendous amount of optimism. You know, we did this about a year ago.
Yep.
There's a lot of pessimism. The Joe Biden presidency was just starting to go south, inflation roaring. Now I'm hearing optimism that in 3-4 short months, we are going to have a new majority in Congress, new investigations. I talked to Josh Hawley, who said, I want to see an investigation into Afghanistan. So I think Republicans are rearing and ready to go. There's been a lot that's happened on Joe Biden's watch, and I think there's a lot of enthusiasm here. Yes. You guys can show that for what's about to come.
For sure. What time is All Access Live today?
It is 10:15.
10:15 Eastern Time, live at Fox Nation, foxnation.com. You can catch Kayleigh, highlights of speeches, and some great guests. I don't count myself as a great guest, but I will be a guest.
You're a fantastic guest. No. The highlight today.
Not true. Kayleigh, you're the best. Thank you so much. And we'll see you on stage, too. She's speaking. I'm speaking, then Kayleigh's speaking. You can catch it both at Fox Nation.
I'm Steve Ducey.
I'm Brian Kilmeade.
And I'm Ainsley Earhart. And click here to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page to catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis.
Let's turn from there now to some breaking news. As moments ago, we got a new update from President Biden's physician as he is now in his third day of isolation after testing positive for COVID-19. In a new letter, the president's physician says his symptoms continue to improve significantly. His predominant symptom now is sore throat. It goes on to say his rhinorrhea, cough, and body aches have diminished considerably. Later on in the letter, it also says the president is responding to therapy as expected. Well, joining me now is John Kirby, Coordinator for Strategic Communications at the National Security Council. John, welcome. So good to have you on the show here. Let me ask you, because you had a call while the president was in isolation. He held his conference call with the national security team. It is part of his regular routine. What is your sense of how the president's handling the virus? And do you guys get daily updates or daily interaction with the president typically?
He has been very, very engaged, and you rightly noted that he had his normal meeting on with the national security team to go over the intelligence and operations around the world. So from a national security perspective, Alex, I can tell you that we haven't missed a beat, and the president's, his decision making has been right in step with what it would have been had he not been home isolating. He's been kept informed of things going around the world, and certainly has had more than ample opportunity to share with us on the National Security Council team his thinking about various issues going forward.
Yeah, John, do you have any idea how long he'll continue in isolation? I know protocol suggests 5 days. Is that what you believe the president will do? Is there any indication to think that he would have to stay longer?
Well, I'm not. I want to be careful. I don't talk to his medical treatment. Dr. Jha, you saw on Friday, said that 5 days is the protocol. He's going to follow protocol, and I'm sure that his doctors will make a decision in concert with him at the appropriate time. But 5 days is the protocol. And again, we've been very, very careful about hewing to CDC protocol as we've been working our way through this.
Now, a full-on proxy war is underway between Donald Trump and his former Vice President Mike Pence. The one-time political allies held dueling events for opposing candidates in Arizona's upcoming Republican primary for governor. And that race is offering a preview of what a potential 2024 showdown between the two could look like.
In many ways, and I can say that truly in your state, in many ways, the rhinos are worse than the Democrats, let me tell you that. And your governor, Doug Ducey, has done absolutely nothing to help. Talk about rhinos. He's all talk and no action, and you'll see what can happen when Kari Lake becomes your governor. It'll be like day and night.
It's great to be with all of you, but especially great to be here with, frankly, one of the best and most accomplished conservative governors in the United States of America, Governor Doug Ducey. Thank you for 8 years of leadership. Your governor knows what I know, and what I can tell all of you know. There is only one candidate in this race who will be ready on day one to lead Arizona even to greater heights, and that's Karen Taylor Robson.
All right, CNN's Kristen Holmes is live for us in Scottsdale with more on this. Kristen.
Yeah, Frederica, this race, like so many other Republican primaries, has really become a battle over the future of the Republican Party and what direction they want to go in. On one side, you have former President Donald Trump and his endorsed candidate, Kari Lake. She has made election lies, conspiracy theories the center of her campaign here. She refuses to admit that Joe Biden is the legitimate president. Now, on the other side of that, you have former Vice President Mike Pence. He is supporting Karen Taylor Robson. Robson is supported by the establishment, the sect of Republicans who want to move on from 2020. And this divide within the party was so clear yesterday as we saw Trump and Pence campaigning for their respective candidates. Take a listen.
Arizona, make no mistake about it. When you get out and vote for Karen Taylor Robson, you can send a deafening message that will be heard all across America that the Republican Party is the party of the future.
The election was rigged and stolen, and now our country is being systematically destroyed because of it.
So you hear that there, Mike Pence talking about the future of the party. He even tweeted yesterday while he was here in Arizona that he wanted to look forward, that this race wasn't about the past. Clearly a thinly veiled jab at the former president. But all of this proxy war that's happening here in Arizona is happening as we seem to see a almost collision path for Mike Pence and Donald Trump in 2024. Pence has signaled strongly in recent weeks that there might be a bid for president in the future. And of course, we know the former president has teased this relentlessly. He even did so last night at the rally. He's gone as far as to say it's not a matter of if, but when he makes that announcement. This would be an epic showdown between these two men who served side by side in the White House, and now they haven't spoken to each other in more than a year. Frederica?
It is hard to understand how any individual in the agency could overlook the historical, even the personal significance of those text messages.
Right, and so it shines a bigger spotlight, I guess, on those missing text messages when, the Trump White House, the Trump National Security Council, and the Secret Service agents themselves all knew the magnitude of what was happening. I mean, in that same radio chatter, of course, the Secret Service agents were saying, goodbye to their loved ones because they thought they might not make it out of the Capitol alive. And yet, we have this situation where 11 days after that took place, or 10 days after that took place, Congress requested their communications, and 11 days later, they were all erased. And so I think you can see this as a bit of a pattern, all the erased text messages, all of the missing White House phone logs. Everyone knew that January 6th was bad, which makes me think of the missing evidence in a new light.
Yeah, Barb, DHS has asked the Secret Service to stop its own internal investigation into the missing texts. Why is that necessary? What does that tell you?
Well, the fact that the Inspector General is now conducting a criminal investigation, I think what he's indicating is he doesn't want anything to interfere with that. That somebody was looking into it and accidentally destroyed evidence, or that people are taking statements from someone and then they take one in which they contradict themselves. So I think he wants everybody to stand down, get out of my way, because this has just gotten very serious. I'm going to investigate this, and I don't want anything to distract from the mission that I'm doing, which is criminal in nature, by far the more serious. Sometimes when you're in an agency, there are all kinds of investigations just to, do after-action reports when there's a mistake so that it doesn't happen again, that sort of thing, administrative things. And here, I think he's making it clear that there are potential criminal penalties for people, and they need to take that very seriously.
Hugo, what can you share about the 3 Secret Service members who we have learned have retained their own attorneys?
Yeah, I think this is really significant, right? I mean, we learned that the driver in the presidential vehicle on January 6th, the dispatch is reporting, has hired Zach Terwilliger as his attorney. I mean, Zach Terwilliger, of course, is the son of George Terwilliger, who is representing Mark Meadows, the former White House chief of staff. So I think that's a really interesting connection. But the fact that these Secret Service agents are now retaining private counsel, I think, shows they now know the magnitude and the seriousness of this kind of criminal investigation being conducted by the Office of the Inspector General over at DHS. I mean, this is not a step you would take lightly. But what's interesting from the Select Committee side is they think that Secret Service agents would not have retained private counsel if they had thought they had done nothing wrong. I mean, it might be a prudent move anyway to retain private counsel when you're under a criminal investigation, but it sounds like those retainers happened before the announcement of the criminal investigation, which makes the Select Committee very suspicious about what was going on, with the message deletions and their motives and their intent to cooperate with the committee going forward.